Okay, so at this stage, once the edges and the back has been filed down and smoothed, and you've managed to get rid of all the scratches, you're going to buff the surface, and the buffing will make it really shiny. So hopefully you can see your face in it. So what I've put on is some gloves because the metal is going to get very hot. So it just protects my fingers from the heat of the buffer. So this is going to rotate very quickly, and it rotates forwards from top downwards in that motion, which is important because you need to hold the keyring at the bottom of it. If you hold at the top, it can fling the keyring down onto the floor, and often it ends up going in the little extractor hole just here. So to stop that from happening, you hold it really firmly at the bottom, and all the buffer is a load of cloths all sewn together tightly, and you can use a little bit of wax just as like lubricant. Really, it just kind of works as like a polishing compound, and it allows it to work faster and smoother. Okay, so at this stage, what you're going to do is I've got safety glasses on, I've got on some gloves, I've got my apron on. Make sure your hair's tied back if you've got long hair. And all you do is you turn it on. There's a little on button, little green button just here on the front of it. And you can see if you just hold it firmly so it doesn't slip out, and you just push it up against the fabric buffing wheel and buff it until it's nice and shiny. What you will find is little black bits, especially if you haven't sanded it properly or sanded it or filed it properly. Little black bits will get into the little gaps from the wax. So you got to you might need to go back and file again or sand again if it has gone into those sections. So you might need to go back and forth from the buffer back to sanding to try and tidy it up and make it a bit smoother. You can also do the edges, so you can see I've rotated around now. I'm just doing all the edges and making that nice and smooth as well. If you've got a bit of a trickier design where you've got like sections that are in, you can't really buff it with this. You can get like little mini tiny buffers, and you can use those instead to get into the little gaps. But this obviously works better if it's buffing of the outside of the keyring and the flat face of the keyring on that. Okay. Now, when you're finished and you buffed it all, if you get a piece of cloth, I often use my apron, but a cloth would be better, and just wipe off any of the black wax, if there's any black wax on it, and hopefully the keyring should be nice and shiny, and you should, if you've done it right, be able to see your face in it. Okay, thank you.